How you doing? Good morning. Oh, man, I had to get up early this morning. I had to drive around the city. I'll tell you, the city, 7:30 in the morning till about 9. Avoid it at all costs. I'm lucky I don't work very far from where I have to do things. Yeah, I had a call. I want to talk about this. This touches on the political, and I'm not really a political guy. This is not a political channel. I'm an issues guy. I don't really take a side necessarily a lot of the time. I'm not a party-driven person. I was more into it at a different time when I was doing the stuff with Sabo, you know. But I got this client. She's an older, wealthy lady. Really nice. We get along great. Sometimes she calls me just to talk to me. And I've got a lot of clients like that. I've become pretty friendly with them. And she was saying how she's so happy that they have me to work on their home. She's like, oh, you know, your integrity and you're not a flake and you're honest. And I said, well, yeah, I have to be honest because I can't sleep at night if I'm not honest. And she says, yeah, I don't know, Trump sleeps at night. And I went, because my MO is I never bring this stuff up. However, when I hear somebody say something that's, in my mind, stupid, I'm like, well, what about the guy that's in there now? And she's like, oh, well, he's, you know, not nowhere near. I said, really? I said, that whole Ukraine thing with all the money laundering and everything that's going on? Well, and then I said, well, you know that if the last guy was still president, we wouldn't have these wars right now. We wouldn't have this inflation. We would have more affordable fuel. She's like, well, you don't know that. I'm saying, well, wait a second. Wait a second. And this is the point I wanted to make to her because, and I don't want to make you feel bad, but if you voted for the guy who's there now, and you now see that the world's on fire, and you see our economy going to crap, and you see the fuel costs and everything else higher, that's kind of your fault. That's your fault. Because here's the thing that people don't realize. During the last guy, we were energy independent. We were a net exporter. And when the new guy got in, he really cut way back on our production of oil. And with that, and then started buying oil from the Middle East and Venezuela and getting it more from Mexico and other places, which makes no sense. Transportation costs alone makes no sense. But okay, what did that do? Well, that allowed Putin to sell more oil and make enough money to start a war. That allowed Iran to make enough money to fund Hamas. So this is not me going, these guys are bad, these guys are good. I'm just saying, because there's people on both sides of the aisle that want these things because those companies grease those people. Almost, I don't know what the percentage would be, but I believe there's a high percentage of people in politics that are getting greased, right, by these companies, whether it's pharmaceutical companies or oil companies or whatever. It's not that the companies are inherently evil. It's another dumb thing that you see all the time. No, they're just trying to make money. And they want to get things done. In order to get things done, they grease the people that control the strings, all right? The law. So that's how that works. If the last guy that was president was still president, we would be far more energy strong. Our fuel would be more affordable. Our economy wouldn't be in the crapper. The world would not be on fire. So, that's just how it is. And I said this to her. And I said to her, I said, I'm an issues person. I'm not against one side or for the other side or anything like that. It's, you tell me what the issue is. I'll discuss the issue with you. We will get to the, meat and potatoes of it and understand it, right? And then you can extrapolate what that means to you in your own mind. So, and I said to her, so I watched him on television, the Donald, when he was with NATO, and he's sitting there at a table, and they're trying to make him look bad by the way they were talking to him. And he says, wait a second, he's talking to Germany. He says, you got a pipeline going from Germany to Russia, right, for fuel. And now you also want us to commit more money to you and other things to protect you from Russia. Explain that to me. And all of a sudden, the whole conversation just changed gear. And at that moment, that's when he brought up, he says, listen, you have not been paying, none of you have been paying your 2% GDP to NATO. You're going to do it right now. And he got them to pay up what they owed up until that point, and he got them to commit to doing it continually after that. And no other U.S. president had done that. Not in my lifetime. Held their feet to the fire, embarrassed them on live television as it was happening. They had to. So I saw that with my own eyeballs. So I'm just saying, you can let yourself be manipulated by media and believe this stuff and all these dumb things, but remember, we were lied to about a lot of things. A lot of things that happened with the whole sickness issue, and then a lot of things that happened with, if you'll remember, the whole laptop situation with the current guy's son. Try not to say the names too much because I know how YouTube is. And everybody said, oh, that's Russian disinformation. No, it's all true. Everybody knows it's true now. And by the way, all the stuff that they said about the last guy with the dossier, 100% false and funded by the left. 100%. So it doesn't matter where you sit, right? I know a lot of you watching me now coming from different places, and you're probably more to the left, and that's fine. I don't hate you because of that. I find that, and I said this in an earlier video, and people have said to me that something weird out there in the sky. That's got to be, it can't be anything serious. You know me, I'm a sky watcher. So, look, if you get to know somebody and you like that person, you understand that their brain works, and then later down the road you hear them talk about something, well, let's just pick a subject, politics, and they say something that you react to it emotionally, you're triggered, right? You have to realize that you are programmed to be triggered, for one thing. So whatever it is you're listening to or watching, or wherever you went to school, whatever is put into your mind to trigger you to the point when you hear something that goes against your programming, it instantly makes you upset. Excuse me. You need to recognize that you're the one with the issue. Because when I hear something that goes against me, I'm like, okay. I instantly go right into logic mode of, well, what that person just said is not accurate, and I can articulate why it isn't accurate, and then explain that just with logic and facts and back it up. The people who just get emotional and it messes them up on either side, but they can't then articulate why, then they've just been programmed to accept a belief, and that's where you want to be careful with your own mind. There's a war for the control of your mind. All right. There's little factions out there, and they're dividing us and want you to hate people for reasons that they're making up and throwing out there, and certain people just accept it, and it's all nonsense. We're all human beings. We all got to get along, and we should all want what's best for the majority of human beings. I mean, you can't make everybody happy either, So I'm just saying. And this lady loves me, and she didn't get upset because she's smart. Smart people can say dumb things all the time. Most of the people that I have as clients are very intelligent people. They know how to make money. They have a lot of money. I show up and I'm some guy literally dressed like a bum who has skills, talent, integrity, all these things. And I come into their life, they will bring these subjects up. And when they say something that makes no sense, but I like them, I will engage in a conversation with them. And it's not that I'm right about everything, but a particular thing, like I just explained, I know I'm right about that. Those are the things that happen. So this is not, it's all predictable. It's all predictable stuff. If you listen to what people have said, you look at their past, you can predict it. You could predict it. Do not trust the media to predict it, because what they're telling you is not truth. They are going to say something to emotionally get you aroused. Once they know that you're emotionally engaged, they also know logic goes out the window. So they can. That's why you could get triggered by a guy walking down the street in a red ball cap now, because you were triggered. The programming was put into your mind, and now you can be triggered by that. So you have to understand that there's a thing going on here. Turn it off. Just think things out. What's the best? Is it good to have a bunch of people just running across the border, millions of them, no checks at all? And you look at what's happening across the world right now, and a lot of people coming over here are dangerous people. Not all of them, of course not. Nobody ever says that. There's always a funny thing where things are taken out of context. But I'll tell you this. I had this conversation with a woman yesterday, a former comedian friend of mine. And she's really upset. She's really scared about it. She's like, what about all these cells that are here? We know that they're here. And my response to it is, well, it hasn't happened yet. And I think it hasn't happened yet for this reason. I think that they come over here, right? They've been programmed. They got to come over here, and they're supposed to get together and take us out. I think that when they get here, they go, holy crap, this place is awesome. This isn't the big Satan. This place is awesome. Wait, all I have to do is, I want this thing. I just have to actually put a little effort in and work and make some money, and then I can buy whatever I want. And nobody's stopping me from doing that? Hey, wait a second. This toilet flushes. Oh, wait, I could turn on the water. The water works. Toilet paper is a thing. I can actually use toilet paper. If I don't want to use toilet paper, I could buy a little bidet for $30 and hook it up to my toilet. Holy Toledo, right? I mean, these guys are raised in a way where they're not supposed to have sex with any other woman that's their wife, and then they're watched by it. Where they can come here, and not that I advocate it, but they can pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they get here and they're like, this is awesome. I don't want to blow this up. And I think that that's what's probably happening. Imagine, that's a great comedy skit when you think about it. You just show them growing up and being programmed, and and then they get here, and then they're like, there's a pretty girl right there. She's not covered up. That's awesome. They're still human beings, man. Their minds have to work somewhere. That's funny to me. Now, hopefully nothing bad is going to happen. I suspect at some point we will see some things, but I'm prepared mentally, and I'm prepared. So, in a way, I'm one of those people that almost wishes, I don't wish it, but if it becomes like Mad Max, apocalyptic, and if I survive whatever brings us to that point, and I choose to survive, you can bet your ass I'm surviving. Have a good day. Hope this hasn't ruffled too many feathers. Be kind to one another. Be the ambassador for yourself with everybody you meet. Let them get to know who you are as a person. And if you are a good, righteous human being, you will find that when you have a disagreement with somebody who has first come to like you, you can then take it beyond, all right, and help everybody kind of understand things better. So you got to turn off the news. You have to stop watching the news. One of the things you're going to notice, I wanted to end on that one point because it was the perfect ending, but I wanted to point this out. Watch your cable news, then watch the commercials, okay? Because they're making you angry, they're giving you anxiety and all these emotional things, and then the commercials are for drugs, so you can still function in society and go to work, because you have to be a worker bee to keep things going. That's what's important. It's the same thing with the food stuff, right? They have all these pills you can take to settle your stomach, right? Nobody's telling you, stop eating that crap. That's your body telling you shouldn't be eating that food. But these commercials are telling you, no, keep eating the pizza and the pepperoni and all the terrible stuff that's bad for you and all the chemicals and everything else, because you could take this pill to alleviate those symptoms. That's not good. That is not good. Not good. So, just trying to help you out. Let's help to wake each other up, all right? Again, have a good day. Be kind to one another. I'll catch you guys in the next one.